So cool. Thanks for coming on and let me interview you guys for Threadless.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, this is 2/3 of fun.
Yes.
Nate and Andrew. Can I ask where Jack is finding him?
He is in New York rehearsing because his other band Steel Train is going out on tour in
Hanson.
with Hanson in like a week.
Oh, goodbye.
This is my first soft question. How did this come about?
Well, I had always wanted to work with the two of them in one capacity or another. And Andrew was playing on the last Format tour. He was sort of like our auxiliary member. And Jack has been a friend forever too, who'd been on tour for such a long time. And I thought,
musician.
yeah. And you guys didn't know each other that well, but I thought that the three of us together, if ever given the chance, would be unstoppable. And then I got a call that the Format was no longer, so it was like, all right, let me put you on hold.
Yeah, like sucks for like a minute, and then you're like.
It was for me. It was honestly, it was 5 minutes before I just made the call because I had songs and I didn't want to stop what I'd been working towards, and I figured that now I had the chance to call the two people that I had always wanted to work with, and by the end of the week we had flown to New Jersey and started working.
Awesome.
I really admire that about Nate, that it was so quick to happen. Like when Anatol and I had our parting of ways, I was a mess for a really, really long time because, you spend basically every single second of every day with these people doing this thing, working towards this goal, even if you haven't defined whatever it is, you're trying to get there.
Yeah.
And then your life sort of like is completely nebulous. And so I was just living in my parents' house, recording on my own, doing whatever, like basically just kind of killing time until I like decided what to do. He doesn't hesitate.
Yeah.
He moves.
That's great.
And I really admire that.
I mean, look, you guys are on tour already.
Yep. Yeah. It just.
When
it
did
just
this happen?
so
It must have been last year, right?
Yeah, this happened February of 2008, and we honestly we haven't stopped since. So it was nice enough for Andrew to be like, I'm in, and for Jack to be like, I'm in, and then to suddenly, you and I were both living completely separate lives.
Right.
A week before,
We just bought one-way tickets.
Yeah, it was one-way ticket.
It was
like a month in New York, and then after that I had moved to New York after that. So that whole time it was like, then we went to Phoenix to work on stuff. I went to Michigan. As you know, we were in LA making the record, and we started touring like in the middle of making the record. And
that was weird. We weren't even done with the record, and we jumped on the road with just an acoustic tour for opening for Jack's Mannequin. And it was just we haven't stopped moving since.
Whose idea was it to name the band Fun?
It was Jack's suggestion.
Yeah, Jack came up with it
after we had said ice cream.
Yeah.
Again, I like that name.
Ice cream would be pretty cool.
I wasn't into ice cream. I hated it.
Well, what does ice cream make you think of?
And then someone was like, fun. And we were like, oh my gosh, that's easy. And it wasn't like, and we only added the period after we were told that there was another band called Fun. And I think our thought for naming the band Fun too was that it would be like, fun. Or like fun.
Right,
That's
not
it.
like
straight face. How does it feel to have an album that is considered by many to be album of the year?
It's been a trip.
Yeah.
It's been really positive and awesome.
Because the album just came out, was it last month?
Oh yeah, August 25th.
The record was leaked. I'd found out that the record was leaked, and I was with my girlfriend like on the Jersey Shore, and I had to drive home back to Brooklyn that night. So I was like driving recklessly, checking Twitter to see what people would say about the record.
Yeah.
And I was so panicked because I hadn't heard anything. And then suddenly, like 2 hours later, I got home, and during the drive, I was just like, "It's all over. No one cares. It's all over. It's all over." And then it was just like 1 review, 2 reviews, 2. Then it was just like, it's success.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we spent the 2 weeks where the response was overwhelming. Everything felt great. And then we got on tour, and we just saw it firsthand.
Awesome.
And I'd never been in a band where it was just like one day it was like, huh, and then one day later, it things felt amazing, and everybody was responding so fanatically to the record. And I think that I was so surprised that it's been above and beyond what I thought it was going to be.
All right, let me ask one of the Twitter questions. They want to know when the All the Pretty Girls video work will be released.
We are shooting for the 3rd week of October. We just got back the final edit and then the color corrected edit. So we have seen it and we love it and we're really excited for everybody else to see
Do you
it.
want to tell me about it or us about it? A little bit, or hints, maybe hints?
I've never done a video with that high of a budget.
Huh.
It was crazy. It was so much
nuts.
fun.
It's crazy.
Yeah, what can you say?
It's just
You don't
hilarious.
have to give
Are you
too
supposed
much
to say?
away.
I think it's just hilarious to think of where we were about a year and a half ago, and then to walk onto like a set with like
A movie
40
set,
people
to have
working
people like
on.
giving you makeup and water, and like there are 30 hot chicks that are just hired to be hot.
Yeah.
I'll say that much.
Sounds pretty good. How is it working with Roger Manning? And like, had you worked with him before? And my question sort of arises from the fact that Format did a Jellyfish song, right?
Yeah,
So you must have been a fan.
I was a super fan,
Yeah.
like a crazy fan. I wanted Roger to produce the last Format record. This time, and with this band, we were better at formulating what we wanted, and so we were a lot more vocal about it. We had like a Roger Manning 101 at his place. It was
that was the biggest. That was the biggest help of anything in the recording process for me, because not only did he explained not only his process.
You were doing it all wrong. No,
not so much that, but almost like he said, well, this is how like Yellow gets their string sounds. Like if you listen to what's happening here, this is why it's so good. And like this the song in particular, like he told us how to make the string sound was All the Pretty Girls, which actually we did. He didn't do the arrangement. He just kind of told us how to do it.
Oh.
And also that same day, he kind of almost pulled us aside as we were leaving and was like, I never want to be the guy that was in Guitar Center shredding, and everybody was like, why didn't that guy do it? And he was like, I always want to be the guy that did it, and I did, and it took a lot of hard work, and like, don't ever not go as hard as you can and like work as hard as you can to do the best you can do, because like you have to do it. You have to just try as hard as you can. And that moment
awesome.
of like hearing that from Roger, who we both like have a tremendous amount of respect for, made us just work that much harder and want to tour harder, write harder, like do, you know, Roger's an inspiring guy.
Awesome.
Yeah, all the way around.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I think that's a good place to end. Awesome, Mike. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having
really
us.
Appreciate have a
Thanks for
great
having
tour, and we'll make sure and link up your Twitter account and your tour dates and stuff. And
Yes.
where you can get the record, because people need to hear it. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.